What's up? What's up, everybody? First of all, let's start it off right. Okay? Good evening. Happy, what day is it? Thursday. Happy Tea and Hip Hop Live, IG Live Day. My part cricket? Why y'all didn't tell me? Why didn't tell me my part was cricket? I look crazy. Yo, that's what I get for doing my hair mad fast. Anyway, happy Tea and Hip Hop IG Live Day. Happy holidays to all. I hope everybody did their Christmas shopping. Okay. Started off right. I have my tea, guys. It can't be a tea and hip hop interview without my tea. Freshly brewed. Can you say brewed for tea? Freshly brewed tea. Okay. Tonight, I will be speaking with Mr. Khujo Goodie, a part of Goodie Mob. Very excited, slightly nervous. Can you tell? No? I ain't gonna let y'all see me sweat. The fuck? I ain't gonna let y'all see me sweat. I ain't gonna let y'all see me sweat. Absolutely not. Okay? I'm out here with the goods. Okay? I'm trying to make magic happen right now. That's all you guys need to know. But yes, another tea and hip hop interview with a legend, a part of history, like a part of a big movement that happened in the South. I feel like the South is giving now what they were trying to really build up when Mr. Goodie was a part of Goodie Mob. I feel like now it's more of like an uprising of the South. For real. Everybody, has their time. And now is the time. And hopefully he could give some words of wisdom, more advice to the kiddies. Because that's what we're here about at SpillIt Entertainment. We're about giving back to our indie artists and letting them know, what's the tea. Hello, Mr. Titan of Rap. Letting them know what the tea is. And a legend like himself will definitely give us, some pearls of wisdom. I love pearls of wisdom from people that have been in the game longer than me. Wisdom. Not low-key digs. There's a difference. Okay? There's a difference. I love pearls of wisdom from people that have been in the game longer than me. S-Rock in the building. Yo, S-Rock is doing an event with Styles P, CP the DJ. Big shit. Bag drop. Bag drop. But yeah, back what I was saying. I love pearls of wisdom from people that have been in the game longer than me. People that know how to give advice without throwing shade. I like things like that. Pass the baton. Okay? Don't have me have my hand out. And you're not giving me the baton. I'm like this in the back. Ugh. No baton. Not good. Not good. I don't remember the date though. What was the date, S-Rock? The date. The date matters, of course. But I'm gonna pop out, you know, if I can. Cause you be having the days that some, oh, Mr. Khujo is in the building. Hold on, let me get him on. Let me get him on. Cause, sir, the 26th. Oh, I can do the 26th. Oh, it's dark. You outside?
Oh no, I'm about to get you right. I'm about to get you right. About to get you right. About to get you right. My bad.
Good evening. Either way.
Good evening. How you doing?
I'm good. How are you? Oh, there we go.
I'm doing good. I can't complain, man. Can't complain.
Oh, my Mr. Khujo, I am so excited.
Really? Okay, well, I appreciate you taking time out your schedule too, you know what I'm saying, to holler at an OG, you know what I mean, see what the OG got to say.
I was literally just saying that. I'm like, I love when OGs like yourself, legends like yourself come on and they give pearls of wisdom. Like, I like pearls of wisdom. I don't like shade, but I like I like pearls of wisdom. Pass the baton.
For sure. Yeah. Nothing wrong with that, man. I love being in a position to get some jewels out, you know what I'm saying, what people want to hear what I can say, you know what I'm saying. It takes time to get there, you know what I mean? And you got some young people that and got jewels too. The experience kind of like, you know what I mean, sometimes the way that you I mean, nothing
For sure.
Say.
For sure. I have so many notes, and pardon me if I'm looking down but looking at you at the same time.
No problem. I'm good. Good. No problem.
I just want to let's start from the beginning. Let's talk about your experience being a part of one of the earliest rap groups in the South, Goodie Mob.
Oh man, it was a great experience, man. The thing about it was that we knew each other. You know what I mean? Timo and CeeLo, they knew each other. They stayed on the same block. And Gip and I, we were in like a group a long time ago, like for Goodie Mob it was called 6 Cents. You know what I mean? It was like the Southern Public Enemy. You know what I mean? So we knew each other. So that when we saw each other, it was just like, yo, you know what I'm saying? What's up? Or you know what I'm saying? Y'all ready to do this? So it was just like, you know what I'm saying, getting together with some friends and being able to go out of town, man. Just don't have to worry about your mama or your daddy, you know what I'm saying? Don't have to worry about waking up early, going to school, or, you know what I'm saying? Just really having fun and being able to see what your rap, see the effect of your raps have on a crowd, you know what I mean? So it was real. It was like a brotherhood, you know what I mean? Boy Scout type stuff, you know what I'm saying? Going on a camping trip that, you know what I'm saying, that never ended, you know what I mean? It was fun because that was like my first time like even really traveling, you know what I mean? Like
Right.
I said to myself, you know, so I'm a Georgia, I ain't going nowhere, but nah, when you in music, you're gonna go somewhere. You're gonna go somewhere. Right.
For sure. And being one of the, you know, like I said, one of the pioneers for the rap game in the South, you definitely paved the way for some big name talent that we have now, you know, being one of them, you know, Future being one of them, being a part of, you know, the Dungeon family, which not everybody knows that. So all the youngest that's on here, not everybody knows that. People got to really do their research when it comes to, you know, Future and where he came from. What was that experience like, being in the room with people like Future, like Outkast, like Big Boy, you know, like you being a part of a group with CeeLo? Like, these are the people that people know now, but what was that like?
Man, like I said, it was, you know, when Big and Dre came to the Dungeon, you know, we a lot older than them. So it was like, okay, these little guys think they can, you know, they can rap or whatever, you know what I mean? But they came in, you know what I'm saying, did their thing, man, and they really they were some real good students, and they really listening, and really they was real observant. So, you know what I'm saying, I wasn't surprised that, you know what I'm saying, they were gonna do good, you know what I mean, the way they did. And and Future too, you know what I'm saying, he was a part of a group called The Connect that Rico Wade put together, you know what I'm saying? So Rico and Future or some kin, you know what I mean? They're real close. So, you know, he come around the dungeon, even when I wasn't there, he was still coming around the dungeon just learning, you know what I mean? So that's just make me feel good that, you know, we was able to pass that baton, you know what I'm saying, at least show, you know what I'm saying, Outkast and, you know what I'm saying, Killer Mike and, you know what I mean, all the other second generation Dungeon family, Slim Calhoun, or, you know what I'm saying, just to be able to look up to somebody, have somebody to look up to, because the people that we looked up to were, you know what I'm saying, the brothers and sisters up in New York, because and that's kind of where it started, you know what I mean? That's kind of trickled down to Georgia. So I guess it just feels good to have some southern MCs to look up to, man. And that feel good too, man. You know what I mean? That
For
we
sure. I wanted to get into that New York because I actually was doing my little research, and in an interview, you were just basically saying how when you did travel to New York, like there was love, but as far as the reception to your music, your type of music, you definitely said that, you know, as far as Goodie Mob was concerned, y'all are eclectic of different genres in one. You got the country because you from the South, you know, the rock, the rap. So not everybody in New York was super receptive to that. How did you guys get them to like open up to you as far as the rappers and like hanging out with Tupac? Like that's a big thing.
we just had that no quit attitude. You know what I mean? I think that we was adamant about, you know what I'm saying, putting Atlanta on the map. You know what I mean? Because you know, it was a lot of people that was here in Atlanta doing their thing, like Kilo, you know what I'm saying, Raheem the Dream, you know what I'm saying, the Hard Boys, Success in Effect, you know what I mean, Mojo. Is a lot of Side, a lot of people was doing their thing down here, but it wasn't like a big major record label that can get their music globally across the world. So
Right.
so we were able to do that, you know what I mean, and we had that confidence, like, man, you know, we don't care where we go. You know, we just gonna do ours. We're gonna do what we do. Motherfucker don't like it. It's all right. You know what I mean? And it came to that time to when we went up to New York. And, we got booed a few times, but we kept coming back and kept coming back. And then they kind of respected what we were saying. Our music was being played on the radio. And then they kind of heard that, people kind of heard that the South was just kind of like one way. You know what I mean? So we was just stereotyped like that. But until they was able to hear a song like Cell Therapy, when we was talking about, New World Order, just talking about different things, and heard our album, it's like, okay, all right, okay, cool. We y'all boys, y'all earn, y'all keep, you know what I'm saying? Y'all able to sell records, and plus we was able to sell records. Outkast was able to sell 1 million records from their first album. You know what I mean? So coming off of Call of the Wild and Get Up, Get Out and Get Something, Soul Food was able to do, was able to go gold. You know what I mean? So once people in the South started selling records, I think New Yorkers started, they really started, saying, recognizing it and showing respect to Southerners. You know what I mean?
I was just about to say that, like, I feel like what you guys um paved the way and wanted to accomplish back then is like it's like the uprising now.
Right.
There are more rappers or artists from the South that are getting so much more recognition. They're getting deals faster. Like they're getting placed in these rooms, and everybody's moving to Atlanta.
Look at the baby. You know what I'm saying? Look at him, little baby doing his thing. You know what I'm saying? He from right down there where I grew up at, man, Oakland City, down in Southwest Atlanta. You know what I mean? So him able to hold that torch, man, and being able to cross over. You know what I mean? Still being able to cross over and still being able to be himself. Outkast was that same way. You know what I mean? Outkast was able to cross over, man, and just really just push Southern hip hop to a whole nother level instead of just being, you know what I'm saying, obligated to being in the club or strip club music, or you know what I'm saying, just I mean, because there's nothing wrong with having fun. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That. But the thing about Goodie Mob was that the messages that we had in the music allowed us to have that longevity to where people want to come back and be like, yo, you know, I've been doing it for like 27 years. Like, you know, how? I mean, what's the formula? You know what I'm saying? And I think the formula is just, you know what I'm saying, trying to keep it real too, but still put something in there, man, some type of knowledge, man, that's gonna stand the test of time. You know what I mean? Just keep your ear to the streets, just like we do, man. You know, we didn't turn a blind eye on what was going on in the neighborhood at that time, but we were still able to bring it in an entertaining way, man, that, you know, it could be easily digested. You know what I'm saying?
Right. And how could you turn a blind eye to what's going on in you? Like, you from the neighborhood, like you are the product of the neighborhood. The only thing left to do is to speak about what's going on
Right.
in your life. You spoke about how you guys got booed at a couple of concerts at the Apollo. Like, I feel like a lot of the up and coming artists, they haven't really experienced that level of
Real.
get out of here. Right.
One,
Realness. You know what I'm saying?
one thing about,
How did you deal with that?
you know, New York is I call them like it's a tough love. It's a tough love state. If you
Yeah.
if you if you can't make it up there and you get cold feet and don't do it no more, you know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? You done got whooped, you know what I mean? But you know, Southerners, man, we got that type of good pride to where, like, man, you know, we gonna show it and prove, you know what I'm saying, who we are, man, and what we do, you know what I mean? So just being able to, like I said, being able to overcome that and go back up to New York and perform in places like the Tunnel, perform with Biggie Smalls, man. Before Biggie even got big, we was performing with him at Grandma Funk Cafe type of stuff like that, man. So, man, we came back, man, and they love the South there, man. I think that just paved the way and opened the door for a lot of artists, man, because we was able to go to California too and represent, go to all type of neighborhoods, gang neighborhoods, and they just really accepting us as who we are. You know what I mean? So yeah, you could be yourself. You know what I mean? We proved it, man. You could be yourself. You can come from a small hood, man. You could just long as your rhymes tight, man, and you know what I'm saying, you got something to say, man. Man, it was flawless, man, to me, man. I mean, I
It's
had
a flawless time. I was just about to say, like, take us back, because I was born in the 90s, so I didn't get a chance to turn up with
okay,
y'all.
all good.
But take us back to the day, like the state of hip hop, I feel, was different back then. I still listen to a lot of 90s music, but the state of hip hop was different in the 90s than it is now. How do you feel like this transition has been?
You know what, man? I sat here and thought about it. I think from, you know what I'm saying, that transition to streaming, man, I think in between that, I think something kind of happened. You know what I mean? It was almost like, you know, back in the days, you had people listening to your music and was like, you know, I don't think you should say that, man. You know, you might want to say this like that, like this. But now it's like people want to keep it so real to the fact that it's just ridiculous. You know,
Mhm.
keep it that real. You don't want to leave no imagination to the eye of nothing. You just want to, I mean, you know, people just think, I think that people just think our genre is just so easy. You could just like cat, fat, rat, bat, sat, and you got a home. You know what I mean?
And then you get a record, a record deal.
And then you get a plat. Then you get, I mean, it's, you know what I'm saying? It's just, no, it's not that easy. It's not that easy to bring longevity. You know what I mean? It's not that easy. So we didn't know that we was creating what we was creating when we did it. Just trying to keep it real as possible, keep it Atlanta as possible. You know what I mean? And just represent.
I was about to say, did you know that Soul Food was gonna take off the way that you did? Like, I want to be in the studio. Like, put me as a fly in the
Right.
room. How did that even?
Now, yeah, the '90s, man, the '90s, it was cool because you can cheer, you can go to a park. You know what I'm saying? You can get out your car, man, have a barbecue, man, have your music playing. I mean, I mean, you can walk up to a park, man, had a microphone, man, crank it up, man. The 90s was just so cool, man. I think like everybody was kind of like outdoors during the 90s. You know what I mean? Concerts, man, was more concerts was outside, man. It was real cool, man. But you know, being that fly on the wall, man, you would just see, you know what I'm saying, four dudes from four sides of Atlanta just coming together, man, putting a plan together, man, just want to do it for Atlanta, man, and just learning from people in New York, learning from people in California, from Texas, Florida, and just putting it all together, just trying to make your own thing with organized noise. I mean, those brothers, man, when I'm talking about digging in the crates, I mean, they just went and got records, man, and listened to records and recreated stuff, man. And we sat there, and we learned, man. We damn near learned how to make beats. Every one of
Yeah.
them we wanted to could make some production because we sat and we learned with organized noise. We learned together. Those was our peers. They wasn't too young. They wasn't that young. They wasn't that old. We was all like the same on the same level. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
I was the youngest one. So
Yeah.
yeah, that shit was awesome, man. Learning that type of stuff, man. And we had an opportunity, man, to record in Curtis Mayfield studio.
Mhm.
Days, man. So man, it was a lot of stuff going on, man, in Southwest Atlanta that we didn't even know that was in the neighborhood. We didn't even know Curtis Mayfield stayed in the neighborhood. We didn't even know that, man. Oh,
But then surprise, right?
Christ, man. Yeah.
I was just about to say about you, creating records and just being a part of that process. Nowadays, a lot of things are remix. People have been complaining about this for the past few years, but lo and behold, you guys did a lot of remix projects, like a lot of remixes as far as your projects were concerned. What
Mm.
do you feel like is the difference between the remixes that you guys made in the 90s and the remixes that they're making now?
Uh, I mean, a remix, the definition of a remix, I don't think that definition has changed. You know what I mean? You put the remix out, I think because maybe the song is losing a little momentum and you want to
Oh, yeah.
find another artist to get on there. But shit, songs like Black Ice and Dirty South, they weren't remixes. That was just Outkast on the song with us. You know what I'm saying? Cool Breeze on with us. So we rarely, Goodie Mob, we rarely did remixes. We might have had a remix with with Mystical when we tried to do the Dirty South Part 2.
Yeah.
But other than that, man, we really just kept it in house. But Outkast really, because it was just two of them, and they sold a lot of records, man. A lot of people was using their acapellas and doing remixes and doing features, man. Like Slick Rick on the song. I mean, Raekwon the Chef on the song. I'm like, wow. I mean, just my,
Hmm.
you know what I mean? Just them being able to touch some shit like that, man. That shit was dope, man. I mean, who would have thought that some boys from the South, man, would be doing remixes and songs with Go Wu-Tang, Ghostface Killer and Raekwon and I mean Slick Rick. I mean, just all that, man. Just broke the boundaries, man. I mean, never heard of before. You know what I mean? I don't think it was no Southern collabs like that. You know what I'm saying? Going like that, man. I mean, just different times. You know what I mean? Just different times. They catch you with a good time, and you still on your craft. You
Right.
still able to do. Look at Slick Rick, still able to do it. Outkast was able to still catch him in his prime and do it. So it's like, man, this shit could be like rock and roll, man. We could keep this thing moving and keep passing the baton on and on, man. Not only just from rapping, just from everything. You know what I mean?
I was just about to say, speaking of, I literally was just talking about passing the baton and how it's so important in our culture to pass the baton. Like we learn these things so that way we can teach others. When was that like switch for you guys? Like, hey, we need to start doing things different. change up our style, change up the music, present it differently. When did that switch come about?
Well, you can't duplicate a masterpiece. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So just like when we did soul food, it was like, man, we can't do another soul food. We gotta figure it out, man. So we either go, you know what I'm saying, go to a place somewhere like in the cabins in the mountains somewhere, sit and vibe and just come up with concepts, you know what I mean? And then look at other people too, you know what I'm saying? Not duplicate them, but just learn from what they're not saying, you know what I mean? So,
Mhm.
you know what I'm saying? The competition was definitely needed because it sharpened our skills. You know what I mean? It gave us new ideas to do stuff. Like we dropped Survival Kit like in 2020 during like the pandemic,
Mhm.
you know what I mean? So but that enabled all of us to get together with organized noise and say, look, man, it's like our 25th year anniversary of Soul Food, man. You know what I'm saying? We got to put something out for the fans. So the fans too, you know what I mean? By us thinking about the fans, it just gave us those ideas like, man, put out Survival Kit, you know what I mean? Matter of fact, hey man, get this song, man, get this song to Drake, man. See on this song, you know what I'm saying? See it big to get on this song. So being creative, man, and being motivated and inspired, you know what I mean, by the youth, you know what I'm saying? Inspired by the youth and being inspired by the OGs that's still doing it. You know what I mean? That's when I look at rock and roll, I see a lot of gray hair people in there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
A lot of young cats in there too, just doing it together. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And homage and giving respect to each other. You know what I mean? And that's how I can't make the hip hop continue to get like that. You know what I mean? So I just think when we get older, you know what I'm saying, we get a little bit wiser, but they try to push the wisdom out of hip hop. You feel me?
Yeah.
They want to push the wisdom out so they can continue to rob these young artists. You know what I mean? And
Mhm.
that's right, man. You know what I'm saying?
It's
So
not right.
figure out how you get paid in this thing, man, for real.
Right. Educate yourself before somebody tries to educate you, but at the wrong way, the wrong way. Education to a lot of people in this industry is just allowing you to make mistakes.
True that. True
Like
that.
allowing you, like literally watching you make tons of mistakes
True that.
and then sitting back and then saying, I was going to say something, but why you didn't say something?
Right.
If you could give yourself, pearls of wisdom or advice to young Khujo back then, what would you say?
That's a good question, man. That's a good question. I've been asked that question a couple of times.
And you don't know
I still hadn't came up with a satisfactory answer that I like, but I
how to.
would just I would just tell young Cujo man to educate itself. You know what I mean? Educate yourself on the business, man. You know what I'm saying? Read a little bit more about about what I'm saying, artists that's in the music industry, because I didn't really like looking at music documentaries for some reason. You know what I mean?
Please.
I didn't
I love them. Go ahead.
I don't know, but once I started looking at it, I was like, man, this is what I've been missing. You know what I'm saying? I've been missing the experience. I've been missing, you know what I'm saying, the pros and cons of what some of these artists have been going through. You feel me? So yeah, I would definitely tell young Cujo man to check out some music documentaries, man, just to be a well-rounded person, a more approachable person. You know what I'm saying? Because people can hear you on one song and think you just that way. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of people just thought that I was unapproachable. You know what I'm saying? Because of cell therapy. You know what I mean? Because maybe I just got a little too cell therapy. Or I might have got a little too grimy on Fly Away or something. You know what I mean? But it's just that's just, you know what I'm saying? That's just how it is. You know what I mean? I
I
mean,
was about to say, like, that was the climate that y'all were in at the time. And if anybody can relate to it, I feel like it's the younger generation now. Like they literally speak about what's going on a little bit too much, but they speak about what's going on
right, right.
in their lives, in their community
Yeah,
on a regular basis.
yeah, yeah, they do. I mean, and I got to man. You know what I'm saying? Because I think that's the type of people we are, man. We're a creative people. You know what I'm saying? I mean, come on, man. We them chosen people. So, man, we can do a lot of incredible things. You know what I mean? And I'm not surprised that young cat can sit here and write pen like a masterpiece. You know what I mean? I mean, great storytellers. You know what I'm saying? I didn't even realize that we were storytellers. I mean, a lot of people considered us as storytellers, man. I was like, damn, I didn't even consider that, man. All I was doing was trying to document what's been going on with me this day. I mean, I'm still trying to finish documenting my day. You know what I mean? Then next thing you know, it's a whole nother day, and I'm going into that day trying to finish documenting what I was documenting from yesterday. You know what I mean? But
Yeah.
it takes skill. It takes time. It takes being able to concentrate and do all that. You know what I mean? And yeah, something, man. It's something. I'm just honored, man, to be able to be in the conversation.
Yeah, no, we're all artists or creatives now that we say we're all creatives. We're all creating something that speaks to us, that genuinely speaks to us and speaks for us. Speaking of like the new age and now that social media has kind of taken over your way of marketing music, talk to me about how was it that you guys used to market music? Like, I know that it was more like past the CDs, like we was outside, I know you were in the tunnel, you spoke about the tunnel a little bit.
Yeah.
That in itself, you was just talking about documentaries and how I literally love documentaries, especially about the time where I was like literally just born.
Yeah.
So, the tunnel is one of those experiences.
I like those times too. Man, it's, I don't know, man. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, just being able to adjust, man, because when we came out, it wasn't social media. It wasn't like the internet. You feel what I'm saying? What we had to do was we had to go from state to state. You know what I mean? At that time, physical record stores were still standing. You know what I mean? They was selling CDs and they were selling cassette tapes. You know what I mean? So, and they would notify the people in that city that Goodie Mob is coming. You know what I mean? So they would promote that with like flyers. You know what I mean? They would have flyers on posters. You know what I'm saying? People would be literally walking around with paper, you know what I'm saying, in their sacks, putting them on cars, you know what I'm saying, handing them out to college campuses. So when that day came, you know what I'm saying, it'd be a line like wrapped around the corner, man. People are coming to see you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They want to see you. They want you to sign their CD, their poster. They want to be able to touch you. You know what I mean? That's the thing that you know what I'm saying, I miss a lot about. You know what I mean? It's only a few record stores that's still standing down here in Georgia, in my state, we're in Atlanta rather.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? I remember going to Chicago, man, going to Mr. Daniel's record store, man, out there, man. His store was like a vibe, man. Once you walked into his store, it was like, wow. I mean, it wasn't just CDs and fucking cassettes and records. It was a vibe, like posters. It would have like old school posters up there. I mean, just a place where people can go. I mean, it was a whole vibe. You know what I mean? It was cool, man. It was like a little festival going into like a record store. I remember seeing Master P. He would have a whole display. Like time you walk in the store, his shit would be right there in the front. Boom. I'm talking about life size. I'm talking about every CD, everything, like right in front. I mean, it was just something to see, man, because you get to see other people's creativity too. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like every California, man, they had so many record stores in California. When you go to California, a lot of artists, a lot of independent artists. So it's like, man, you ain't in it by yourself. You know what I mean? It's a lot of people trying to do the same thing you're doing. And we was just blessed to be on a major record label with the Face Records, man. When we was everywhere on the radio like that.
Are you reading my notes, Mr. I'm just about to talk. I was literally, all, the Phase Records is such a monumental and iconic record label. To be a part of that is a really big deal. There actually has been talks that they're thinking about bringing it back.
Yeah.
Usher has spoken about. I've seen Usher speak about it in an interview with Angie Martinez. So I was like, oh, okay. How being a part of something so iconic, like I'm sure they had a building for the record label and everything. You walk in there, who the first people that you see?
We walk in the building. They had a building downtown, man. It was on the top floor. I don't remember what floor it was on, but it was way up in the sky, way up in the sky. You walk in, man, you might see Tony Braxton up in that thing, you know what I mean? Cause now this is a R&B record label.
Yeah.
We like damn near the only rappers on the R&B record label. So you know what I'm saying? When people probably was looking at us like, man, y'all niggas on a R&B record label, man. I mean, you had record labels like Death Row. You know what I mean? You had record labels like you know what I'm saying? We reckon y'all we on the face. Oh, okay. Y'all on the face. Okay. All right, the face. Cool. But man, look, LA Reid was cool as hell, man. We was able to talk to him. I mean, we was able to touch him, man. Cool as hell, man. I mean, the staff was cool. They was actually teaching us. Like, we had like interviewing classes, you know what I mean? So when we got on TV, we kind of knew what the hell to say and how to say it, you know what I mean? So that was called artist development. They don't even have that no more. You know what I mean?
Tell them why it's so important, because here with my company, we specialize in artist development and media training.
Right.
So I've had many of conversations with many artists, many creatives, right? I can tell the difference between someone who's had that training and knows how to have personable conversations and someone who hasn't. It's so important to me, or to anyone for that matter, that takes it seriously, just solely because being a creative, 90% of creatives are introverts. Like, they don't know how to have conversations like this.
Wow, yeah.
They're like, you know, real cut and dry, like, yeah, that happened.
Right.
And you're like, so it's really important. I'm so glad that you even brought that up.
Yeah, man. I remember Rico Wade used to tell us, man, he said, man, if y'all get a microphone in y'all face and y'all on camera, man, y'all have something to say, man. You know what I'm saying? Y'all have something. And I knew that meant, man, something intelligent to say, something current, man, you know what I'm saying? Something relatable, you know what I mean? Because, yes, a lot of people are missing out on that part of being a part of the record label, man, where somebody can sit down and show you, like, man, look, this is what people are going to ask you, man. This is how you should answer a question, this and that, you know what I mean? But, hey, man, it's just niggas that grab the mic, man, and start rapping, and it's a rap, you know what I mean? It's a rap.
For sure. I love that. Let's talk about your gaps in your career, in your music career. I know there has to be a reason for majority of them. But what's the main reason for why the last time before 2022 that you put out music was 2013, correct? For your solo.
Oh, you're talking about my solo record? Yeah. 13, 14, 15. I think so. Yeah. I put out a few solo joints. They definitely wasn't back to back like that. So yeah, your thing about it is, man, it's life, you know what I mean? It's life, man. I got 4 sons, you know what I'm saying? I've been married for like 25 years.
Yes.
So yeah. But you know, that's, I mean, and then plus we started out, man, I started out 26 years old, you know what I mean? Even though that's not as young, but 26 years old on the road. You know what I'm saying? Just getting adjusted to being a father and a husband. You know what I mean? That took some time. You know what I mean? And it wasn't easy for me. You know what I mean? It wasn't easy for those transitions. So you might not hear an album from me, but I might be featured on some cuts. You know what I mean? But like this year, I dropped 2 solo albums. I mean, 2 EPs.
Yep.
I was like, man, you know what? I got all this music, and I'm telling you, it can get discouraging sometimes. You know what I mean? It can get discouraging.
Of course.
We're human. You know what I mean?
Of course.
And you could be like, man, damn, you can get that voice in your head saying, man, nah, this rap stuff, man. It's man, people doing this, people doing that, man. Nobody want to see this and see that. Those are the voices. Like, you know what? Fuck that shit. I'm finna do it anyway. Thank you. I needed to hear that.
Yeah.
Thank you. Do it anyway. So you know what I'm saying? That's just how it is, man. You just gotta find some way to motivate yourself and stay inspired. You know what I mean? And I can imagine that a lot of people like that. I remember hearing Busta Rhymes say, man, for a minute his record label was trying to get him to put out some music. He's like, man, I can't do it. I'm just taking I'm in right now, my mental state
Mentally.
right now, man. I can't do it because you'll end up putting some shit down that you don't want to put down. You know what I mean? You'd be like, damn, I wish I hadn't said that. But you was saying you was in a place to where maybe you was forced to write some shit like that. I don't really want to write this. You know what I'm saying? I'm not over this shit yet. I don't want this shit to play out in public. You know what I mean? I want to be able to be creative. You know what I'm saying? I want to be able for my fans to be like, damn, that nigga snap. Oh man, that shit was. Oh man, that's a bar, right? That's hip hop. You know what I mean? I ain't trying to make people cry and shit. You know what I mean? I'm trying to. That's it. Hey man, it is what it is though. But you're right. I did have some gaps in it, man. But sometimes you need those gaps. Sometimes you need those breaks to see where you are and to see where your people are. You know what I mean? So yeah.
I was more interested in not the fact that you had those gaps, because like you said, everybody has those moments. Like I've taken not years, but like months, weeks, whatever, to myself to get myself back together. Because like you said, when you create and when you put things out, you want it to be from the heart and you want it to be something that you're proud of. You know what I mean? And you want it to have a clean conscience and a clean or a clear mind when you're doing these things. I was more interested in why, like what brought you back to that space to want to create? Like, what was your mindset to bring you back? And if there was anyone in your ear that was like, yo, put that out, who was that person?
Well, when I got my leg amputated below the knee, when I had the car accident, you know what I'm saying? That kind of put me down mentally a lot, because I was like, damn, nobody don't want to see a one-legged rapper do no shit. So I was really like, fuck it, you know what I'm saying? Y'all niggas have it, y'all have it. But the thing about it is family, you know what I mean? Family, man. I was just writing some shit the other day, man. At the end of the day, man, when all the smoke clears, when all the it's getting broken, all the rocks being thrown, family gonna be there, man. Man, that's enough to bring you back. You know what I mean? So my family brought me back. My sons brought me back. It's like, Daddy, man, I'm there for you. I'm gonna be your leg you don't have. When you got shit like that on the side, man, that gives you the audacity, man. That just gives you the nerve to get back up on your damn feet, man, and do it. And then when your fans see you not quitting, that even gives you even more power, man. I can remember being at a club called the Apache down here in Atlanta, and I think I had the Apache's downtown by this famous hot dog place called the Varsity off of Spring. And it's a place where you can do live band and shit, right?
Yeah.
I can remember, man, before I had my prosthetic, I was just on my crutches. You know what I mean? Just crutching through the goddamn crowd and made my way up to the stage and shit. And I did a song called Pimps and Hoes. It was on my first solo album. It was featured Wild Peach, and who used to do music with Outkast. So I'm on the stage and shit, and Pastor Troy just got there, goes up. And I see him in the crowd, like, man, God damn, how he just feeling like inspired, you know what I mean? And that shit just gave me strength. So we feed off each other, you know what I mean? We get that good energy, man. If a fan come up to you and say, man, I was goddamn, man, 7 years old when you came out, man. Man, I've been a fan, man. That shit just make you want to goddamn ball up. You know what I'm saying? I mean, even if a fan come out and say, man, that shit you said on that album, man, I don't fuck with that shit. But guess what? You even heard it. You feel what I'm saying? I mean, you listened to it and you got an opinion about it. So, you know what I'm saying? It's about maturing now. You know what I mean? It's about not getting as angry as I used to get. You know what I mean? It's about really just being cool, calm, and collected and just choosing your battles, man.
Yeah. Right. Definitely. How is that maturing and just going through life experiences? How do you feel like that's affected your music?
Hey, man,
or helped you?
Man, that life makes good music. You know what I'm saying?
Sure.
Life makes great music, man, and being experienced too, you know what I'm saying? Having your senses being able to be exercised to the point to where you learn from shit, you know what I mean? And the thing about it is you can help some goddamn ass. That's the hard part about it, man. You helping somebody and you ain't even trying to, you know, just by your experience or what you went through, whether it's good or bad, you know what I'm saying? Just you being able to be honest about that situation and bring somebody into your personal situation and they learning from it. That makes great music, man. That's what country music is all about. That's what
Right.
rock is all about, man. You know what I mean? And blues too. You know what I mean? I want to say all the music, R&B. I think all the music is about life, whether we like it or not. You know, whether it could be a little toned down or not. You know what I mean? It is what it is, and that person was chose to bring it across in that way. You feel what I'm saying? So, you know what I'm saying? It just is what it is. Just learn. We gotta learn. What's up, Shadi? OG Shadi on deck. LC Shadi, yeah. Just talking about your home team.
All the
Big up.
vets is in the building. All the vets is in the building. I love it. Yes. Speaking about life experiences, let's talk about bills.
Ooh.
So when I got the record first off, and then when I realized, oh, it's Khujo Goodie, and then I'm just like, this couldn't have came at the best time because I'm paying bills. We are stressed.
Yeah.
What was the motivation or reason for creating that record?
Man, I gotta give a shout out to the producer, man, named Cavi, man, out in California, man. He presented that record to me, man, and it had that Goodie Mob feel to it. Well, we couldn't get everybody on there, man. So I said, man, let me see that thing, man. Let me see if I can sit down and write something to it, man. So it was a different type of style for me because I wasn't used to saying a bar and then having something come behind me like I got, and then itching palms, it means I'm about to hit the lotto. That's like some old school shit, like old school folks say when your hand itching, that means you about to get some money.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Just being able to put some stuff like that into this song, just being able to mix it up with a whole lot of stuff, man, that just kind of, I hadn't done a style like that before. You know what I mean?
Right.
Everybody can. Goodie Mob is like that. We try to relate, man. You know what I mean? We try to keep our ear to the streets, and it's like, man, you're gonna be paying bills forever. You know what I mean? Ever. You know what I mean? But
I feel like you rubbing it in, Mr. Khujo.
It's a good. It breeds responsibility too, though. You feel what I'm saying? It breeds character too. You know what I mean? And like at the end, I say the youth is wasted on the young. You know what I'm saying? While you're young, you have a good time and everything. And next thing you know, you look up, you about 40 years old. You're like, damn, what happened? You know what I mean? But that builds character. You know what I mean? And that's what it is, man. It was a dope song, man. Shout out to my home team. He shot the video for me. He down with the Young Bloods. He did
Nice.
that. It's a great video. We shot it in Southwest Atlanta, and we just trying to, man. And you're right, it came at a great time, man. At a great time.
Recession. People is like, oh my God, you right? It's yeah. For sure. For sure. I want to take it back real quick to your first solo album, The Man Not the Dog, right? What was the reception from your fans? I'm sure there were people that were still like, I'm Goodie Mob, Goodie Mob, Goodie Mob, and you're like, it's still Goodie, you know? But now I just want you to feel me. What was the reception like?
That album, man, it might be it's a great album somebody can go back to and be like, damn, I didn't even know he put out a solo album. I didn't even know that was his first solo album. Like, wow. I mean, I did it. I actually did it for me, man, really, because I just wanted to get some extra shit off. You know what I mean? So, because when you in a group, you know what I'm saying? Pros and cons of a group. You know what I mean? You get on the song and you saying something, and then here come your partner, he busting some crazy shit. You're like, damn. And sometimes I was down there, the one that's like that, like, damn, Joe, what made you say that? What made you come out like that? You know what I mean? So the solo record was for me, man, to really just expand. You know what I mean? Just to actually show my Goodie Mob fans that, you know what I'm saying? Shit, I got that talent too, man. You know what I mean? I love to write, man. At that time, I still love to write, man, but I still had a lot more to say. You know what I mean? And being on the record label with LaFace, you feel me? That was a R&B record label, and I didn't want to too much say no crazy shit. You know what I mean? To where, damn, you can't say that, Khujo. You know, shit, man. But I think the fans respected it, man, because I actually did jump out there, man, and put a solo record out there. And not only one solo record, you know, so I came back to give to them again, you know what I mean, just to let them know, you know what I'm saying, it wasn't a fluke.
There was no mistake. Right. Yes.
I really did. I knew what I was doing, you know what I'm saying? I had a whole lot more to offer, you know what I mean? So that's kind of like that's how it is, because it was still independent. It was put out on Selecto Hits. It's a record label that was out in Tennessee at the time. I'm trying to remember the record store. A to Z Records.
Okay.
A to Z, they the one that put the album out. A lady by the name of Linda Garrett. You know what I mean? So I learned a lot from putting out The Man Not the Dog on up to what I'm doing now. You know what I mean? So you definitely make those mistakes. You know what I'm saying? And be able to learn from them, so you won't continue to make those crucial mistakes. You're gonna make mistakes, but not that one.
I wouldn't say it's a mistake. I would say it was more like a leap of faith.
I like that. That's even better. I like that. See, the thing about it is that I felt like LaFace didn't offer me a record deal to do a solo record. You feel what I'm saying? So it's like, okay, well, I'm on my own. So you get to thinking like, well, damn, am I good enough, or shit about me that they don't like? Yeah. You know what I mean? But the thing about it is, you got fans and family like, nah, and I got people like on here, like my partner, goddamn Jenny, man, Cold Shoulder, man. He went to school with me. He went to school and graduated with my brother. But man, they had a group too, man, called Unknown, man. They was inspired too just by what we was doing, and just kept me going, man. You know what I mean?
No, I definitely understand how you feel. I mean, the thing that happens a lot with groups is that you know, when you come in with a certain sound and that you making hits, you going gold, you reaching Billboard 100. Y'all were 38 on the Billboard 100.
Yeah.
That's huge.
Doing-
A record label like LaFace is not gonna want to like. They're like on one end they're about the culture, but on the other end it's like, all right, but we getting this money, so like I don't know if we want to. You know what I'm saying?
That's right.
I just feel like everybody went in so totally different directions from the group.
Well, I mean, that's just because we were still different, though. You know what I'm saying? It was the idea was for all of us to come out at one time. So we knew CeeLo and Gip knew us and Timo. It wasn't a thing for everybody to come out under the umbrella of Goodie Mob. You feel what I'm saying? Brothers was already solo artists. You know what I'm saying? CeeLo was already a solo artist. Gip was a part of a group called the East Pan Gang. And me and T were the founding members of Goodie Mob. You know what I'm saying? So you had 4 people right there, and then you still had 4 solo things. So when we did break off and do solo things, that's why it would sound different, because you know, shit, we was different from the jump. You know what I mean? We just had that cohesiveness just to be able to, for all of us to come out at the same time. But we still knew each other and we still cool with each other. And we didn't stay too far from each other where it's like, damn, I don't know what type of shit he on. So I don't know if I rap with this nigga today. You feel what I'm saying? But it wasn't like that. You know what I'm saying? Went to the same school, you know what I mean? Damn near went to the same party. So we knew each other.
It was all love at the end of the day. It was all love, a family affair.
Family affair. We never did goddamn fight come to notes in there, but we had some good arguments and shit. You know what I mean? Some good ones. I mean, nobody can sit up here and say they had the perfect group. You know what I mean? But no, we definitely had to get into it a couple of times, because hell, we were some real niggas. You know what I'm saying? From different sides of the town. So we just had to understand each other a little bit more.
Yeah. If there's any advice that you could give Goodie Mob back then and young groups now, what would that be?
Let me see. Group, let's see, man, respect each other's, man. Respect each other's space. You know what I mean? That's just what it is. Because being a group, you know what I'm saying, you might get tired of seeing a nigga. Like, nigga might say, man, Joe, I'm just tired right now, bro. You know what I'm saying? Down, man, I've been seeing your ass goddamn 12 weeks, bro. I'm like, God, just, you know what I'm saying? It can get like that. That's just real. You know what I mean? So it's just, you know, so don't take things personal. You know what I mean? As personal. You know what I mean? Because that's just how that person is. You know what I mean? So you definitely got to know a person. You know what I'm saying? If you're in a group with somebody, definitely get to know them. You know what I mean? Because some groups can get put together and motherfuckers don't even know each other. One of the world's,
which I understand that, but I mean, I do, but I don't. It's like one of those things where it's like, how do you know that these people are gonna mesh? Like, before I even start like calling somebody a friend, I gotta be around them for a certain amount of time. Like, I gotta see them, I gotta talk to them, I gotta pick their brain. So how could you even put?
Hey, that's how it's a group called the Sugar Hill Gang. You know what I'm saying? Rappers Delight. You feel? They put that shit together, and that was one of the most iconic rap songs ever. You know what I'm saying? So sometimes it works. You know what I'm saying?
Sometimes it works.
So
I feel like all the time it works, but for how long?
Yeah, for how long? You're right.
You know what I mean?
That is.
Yeah.
That is.
Yeah.
Point there. You got a point. There you go.
For sure. Thank you so much for like coming on and chatting with me. I appreciate you.
Honored, man. Honored. I'm honored.
Any last words, Mr. Khujo, before we cut this out? I know you have your project that you just dropped in January, the K-Files, which I think is a play on the X-Files.
Just a little bit. Just a little song, but it's my thoughts files. You know what I'm saying? It was a whole bunch of files in my computer that had unfinished songs in it. I'm like, man, these are the files. So like the K files. Oh, okay, K files. All right. That's what I was saying. Well, shit, I do that. You know what I mean? So just trying to still keep it creative, man. Hip hop is all about, you know what I'm saying, being creative, man, taking some shit, making yours, you know what I'm saying, reinventing some things. You know what I mean? So
Sure.
y'all pick up the K files volume 1 and 2. Volume 1 and 2. So y'all come holler at me on my YouTube page, man. I'm at Khujo Goodie Zone 1. And I put exclusive stuff on there that I don't put on Instagram or any other social media, man. So definitely tap in with me on there. And I just dropped 2 singles last month on Thanksgiving. One is called Digital Poison, and the other one is called Hold On. So I will have visuals for those too, man. So y'all go to my IG, Khujo Goodie, KHUJOGOODIE. Holla at me. Click the link in the bio. You can see the new video for Bills. You can listen to my 2 new singles. And you can check out my merch. You know what I'm saying? I've been doing like some merch since the pandemic forced me to look creative. You know what I'm saying? My wife and my sons, they've been helping me with my merchandise. So you would definitely go to FFD merch. And one more thing, I got my new sunglasses too. They call Disco Shawties.
You got them? You don't got them around?
Yeah, you gotta go to my page and check them out. You gotta go there.
Okay.
Click the link, man. It's gonna be in the link. Check them out, man. You're gonna love them, man. You're gonna love it, man.
I love that. And give this man his flowers. I wish we got a flowers button. Give this man his flowers.
Button. I like that. Damn, that's a great fucking idea. Flower button, man. I like that.
I'm gonna talk to Instagram. They don't listen to me, but I'm gonna talk to them and tell them you need a flowers button. You definitely give this man his flowers. Thank you so much for coming on and chatting with me. We covered everything from the 90s to the 2000s, literally.
You keep up the good work, man. You keep smiling, keep inspiring, man. You keep doing your thing, man. And I want to come back 10 years from now, man. I want to see you doing your thing, man. I want to see you doing your growth, man.
We're going to get you up here to New York.
Oh, man.
I promise you they not going to boo you.
Oh, no. I think we're good now. Because
they're going to have to deal. Look at them. They're giving you the flowers. That's right. Yes.
Hey, shout out to my folk King Improving, man. He's been supporting my merchandise, man. Man, much love to you, brother. Thank you, man. He bought a gang of shit the other day, man, from my merch page, man. So,
yes.
Fans, man.
Look at them giving you the flowers. Thank you so much, guys. Awesome. Thank you, Mr. Goodie.
Appreciate you, man.
I wish you all the best. I look forward to listening and watching everything that you have going on.
So, for sure. Appreciate the love. I see Australia in the house. What's up?
Yes. And have a happy holiday, okay?
Okay, you enjoy. Bye-bye.
That was Mr. Khujo Goodie. Listen, legends. All I want. He was so sweet. He was amazing. He answered all my shoot. He went above and beyond. I had my little footnotes here, but then he literally took whatever was on my computer and started saying it. I was like, wait, take it back. I didn't get to that yet. But yes, I love talking to the legends. Oh, thank you so much. Thank you. I appreciate you. Thank you for tuning in. I love talking to legends. I love talking to people, pioneers that have been in the game way longer than I have, because although I love hip hop, I'm still a student to this game. You know what I mean? I love the culture. So I'm still a student to this game, and I love documentaries. And when he said, oh, he in the tunnel, he was performing in the tunnel, I was like, say less. I wish. I'm gonna bring the tunnel back. Maybe not the tunnel. I feel like the tunnel now would be like equivalent to Webster Hall or not SOBs. It would be equivalent to like nothing's equivalent to that, honestly. I'm gonna be honest. Nah. Niggas was dying and I don't know why. Niggas was coming up missing. That ain't nothing equivalent to the tunnel right now. But I do want to bring back that underground feel. Like, I want to come in there with my Timbs and my hoodie on. Fuck you mean? That's what I want to do. I want to come in there with my Timbs and my hoodie on. Know what I'm saying? Like, just bop to music. 90% of the time, if I'm coming to an event and I'm not doing like actual media and I'm not working there, that's how I dress. Like, I'm mad low key. You won't even know that I'm there unless I present myself. And then I do a nice little Irish exit. And that's it. You'll see posts. But yes, thank you. Shout out to Mr. Khujo Goodie. Shout out to Miss Letitia Wright, aka Pretty Montana, aka PM Events, for hooking up this interview. This was super dope, super nostalgic, and we got to see the man, or one of the men, behind Goodie Mob and behind the Dungeon family. You know what I'm saying? Also, still rocking my merch. You know, Mr. Khujo, I got my merch too. I can shout out my merch too. Straight to the block with it, okay? Make sure y'all cop your tees. They are still on the website. Make sure you cop your tees. Yes, I'm going to repost I'm going to post the interview on the page. So you'll be able to see it on the page. I'm going to share it on the page. So yes. Still be able to cop the merch. You still got my t-shirts. Make sure you go and get that. I got my fresh new hair because I just washed my hair. This was the fastest I've ever washed my hair, guys. And my part is crooked, but don't worry about that. Worry about the fact that I did my hair myself, which I'm not used to because I have a partner that does my hair from time to time. He helps. But anyway. Yeah, this was great. And listen, tap in, tap the fuck in, okay? Hip hop chef, tap the fuck in, tap the fuck in. Thank you for following me. I will follow back. Tap the fuck in. Next year is gonna be great. I have a very big feeling about 2023. I had a big feeling about 2022, and everything that I wanted for 2022, I got. So I'm just gonna keep that motivation, keep that going. Thank you to all the pioneers and all the vets that helped me and paved the way and got me to where I am right now, or helped with the pearls of wisdom that they gave me. And yeah. I got my tea. I didn't give Mr. Khujo the memo about having his tea ready, but next time I will. When he comes to New York, I'll have a nice pot of tea ready for him. All right, guys. Done. I have dishes in the sink. I haven't touched them since Tuesday. It's got to go. I love you all. Thank you so much for tuning in. I appreciate everybody. Make sure you check out the merch. Also got new digital. I have new digital products on the site. We're starting our Dear Artists Digital Essentials Pack. So any artist that is interested in getting all their digital needs together, EPK bio, one sheet. Also, I have a host booking email template together. Working on some other things to add to different packs, but in the same realm. Check it out. www.spillitentertainment.com. This is the Pretty Hustler.